Most of us come here to the great East End of Long Island to get away from the glare of city lights, to retreat into the tranquility of the night sky. But light pollution is growing, and the town of Southampton is asking for your help to stop it. Hello, I'm Joy Flynn from the Southampton Town Dark Skies Advisory Committee. Here are some illuminating tips that you can do to help keep our dark skies safe for generations to come. Remember what it was like to see our beautiful Milky Way on a clear night? We're losing the ability to see this celestial wonder, but there are ways you can help bring back the night sky. Hi, I'm with Jeff Singer today from Revco in Southampton. Jeff, pretend today that I'm just a customer coming into your beautiful store, and I really don't know too much about lighting and what's effective. But I do know I want something that's code compliant. I want to be sure it's good for the environment and my health and my neighbor's health. So where would you start showing me stuff here?
Yeah, thanks, Joy. Well, I mean, although there's lots of rules and regulations to remain compliant in Southampton, I would say that the number one thing that we would want to remember is point your light down. So if we were to take a look at some of these fixtures here, these path lights, you know, it has a hood on it, it points down, you know, points down, we're good to go with those.
Perfect.
But something like this is called a ground light, and although it creates a really nice effect to point upward and wash your home, that would not be code compliant because it points up. Anything over here points down, and that is 100% fine. So that would be a terrific, you know, starting point as far as, you know, your path lighting goes, you know. But then there's other types of, you know, lighting, you know, as well that our customers want. And, you know, many of them want, you know, sconces to put on the outside of their home as well. So, you know, if we take a look at this fixture over here, you know, this would not be, you know, code compliant. No. There's no hood on top, it's not recessed, it's pointing outward. So we certainly wouldn't want to go, you know, in that direction. You know, but there's other sconces as well. This one over here, you know, has a hood on it, the bulb is recessed, and the light points down. Great starting point for sconces.
Terrific. Now, I point on these, you were talking about these, I've seen the driveway, you know, the runway lights that people put out. They're solar and they think it's fabulous, although they stay lit all night long. And even some of these, as you pointed out, I'll walk by and it'll be so bright in my eyes I can't see where I'm walking. So these are so beautiful and they're unobtrusive and they're code compliant, and they don't go up into the skies. This is fabulous.
Right. I mean, it's really all about, you know, you want to protect, you know, you want to protect the environment. You don't want to be pointing up. You don't want to be pointing sideways. You don't want to be disturbing your neighbors. You don't want to be disturbing wildlife. You really want to be respectful of the environment, you know, around you. And in order to do that, you know, you either want to point downwards, okay, or, you know, if you're going to point out, you know, there are certain ways you can do that and you can get that done as long as your lighting output is within a certain range. So most of our consumers today are buying LED lighting, and that is measured in lumens. And as long as your lumens are below 900, you can still point out or put your lighting on a dimmer to protect so that there's less output. There's also another measurement in lighting that we have to take into consideration, and that is color temperature.
Yes.
So we want color temperature to be in the range of around 2700 Kelvin. And what that means is 2700 Kelvin is a little bit more of a natural yellow light. As you go up to 3000, 3500, and all the way up to 5000, your white gets whiter and much more blue. Noxious. And that's when, you know, if you were to use a fixture like this, you want your output to be below 900 lumens, and you want your color temperature to be in that 2700 range.
And we're even encouraging less than 2700 with the dark skies folks, because of course we are the dark skies police. And we want to be sure that it's almost incandescent. You know, everyone loves the warm tones of a light bulb that we remember. So if people try to get towards the lower Kelvin, they'll find that it's more of the soft tones, and we all look better as well.
It does. I mean, really, 2700, you know, it creates a really nice warm effect. Mm-hmm. And as long as we're all within that range, you know, everybody will be in a good place.
Good. When you shop for outdoor lights at your local lighting supply store, choose outdoor fixtures that face downward at least 45 degrees toward the ground. According to town code, you cannot direct the light at your next door neighbor or someone who lives across the street, across a body of water, or an open field. By following these simple guidelines, you not only become a better neighbor, you help wildlife live comfortably in their natural environment. The town of Southampton follows dark skies practices recommended by the IES, the Illuminating Engineering Society, the trade association of the lighting industry. The do's and don'ts for outdoor lighting can be found on the town's website. Help us prevent dangerous glare, save energy and money, limit damage to the environment and to human health, and preserve our view of the star-filled sky. A view from space of our planet Earth tells a frightening story. We are losing our night sky. Cities are aglow. Even rural areas like the great East End of Long Island are becoming visible from space. Hello, I'm Joy Flynn from the town of Southampton Dark Skies Advisory Committee with another Dark Skies Minute to help you choose the right kind of security device and motion detector that you need. We shine bright lights in our ballparks and stadiums, but with the growing concern about home security, our homes sometimes look more like stadiums. Here's the thing. Installing powerful, bright security lights the wrong way could actually have a negative impact on health and safety. Now you have a vast array of lights, and if I came here as a consumer and I said, oh, I want that up there, what would you say to me?
Well, a lot of what you're seeing up there, I would certainly stay away from as far as residential lighting goes. Those are more, you know, commercial lights. There's still code compliancy that you need to be within for commercial buildings as well.
Yes,
but I would certainly, you know, direct our, you know, residential customers, you know, to more of the residential lines, like there, and there, and there.
Yeah. And even that one up there, the black one, would work. It's not too overwhelming. But these huge fixtures, this one, if you're lighting up your baseball field in your backyard, that's one thing. But this is where the residential folks should be directed.
Sure. I mean, if you wanted to light up something significant in your yard, like a basketball court, you could certainly go with a fixture like that. But you could only, even though it's pointing down, there's a limit as to how high it can be, which is 12 feet.
Okay, that's great. Use dimmers when possible. Glaring lights can disrupt sleep and affect your neighbor's health. And again, you can put all of these outdoor fixtures, spotlights on dimmers, and it makes all the difference in the world. You get sufficient illumination in most cases. It doesn't have to be this god-awful spotlight. And again, watch the trespass, because this kind of stuff, it's not pointed down, goes directly into your neighbor's bedroom, and it does not make for good neighbors. So point those fixtures down, as you've mentioned many, many times. Thank you. Today's lighting choices are more affordable and last longer. New LED lighting is 85% more efficient. You can also find PSEG Long Island promotions to help offset the costs. Visit our website to learn more. So, when considering new security lights and motion detectors, think smart and keep health and safety in mind. A dark night sky can be so inviting to help us sleep. But as you can see from this view from space, we are losing more and more of the night sky. Bright lights, once found in bigger cities, are now dotting the landscape in rural areas. It makes you kind of wonder, how are we getting to sleep at night with all of this light pollution? Hello, I'm Joy Flynn from the Town of Southampton Dark Skies Advisory Committee and another Dark Skies Minute. All living things need sleep, including trees, shrubs, and plants. Did you know lighting up your trees and shrubs can stunt their growth? Hello, I'm here at Bridge Gardens with Rick Bogish, who is the general manager here, and part of, I think, Bridge Gardens is part of the Peconic Land Trust.
That's right.
Correct? Yeah. And we're here to talk about how one should light your garden. You have so many gorgeous trees and shrubs. Do you light your garden?
No, we don't. We don't have landscape lighting here. When we have events, we time them so that they end before dusk, just about. And if we do need some supplemental lighting, we'll put out temporary solar lights or use phones and flashlights to get people to their cars. Most people seem to be pretty self-sufficient that way. So. But if we were to do landscape lighting here, I think I would highlight some of the trees, but I would, instead of doing the traditional way of uplighting them and sending the light up into the sky, we would do just the opposite and install downlights that would still highlight the branches and send the light down where you need it to walk around. So that's a good way of, and also that it's a good way of highlighting your landscape at night, but it's also the code too.
Now, if I were a resident and I'm having a party at night and I want to have my beautiful lights so people don't trip, is there some time I should turn them off?
Well, after the guests leave, I think makes most sense to me. I mean, why waste energy? Also, why send all that light spilling out into the sky? That's the whole point of the Dark Skies movement. So I think being considerate is, as well as energy conscious, is a good reason to turn off the lights.
So thank you again, Rick, for taking the time to share your expertise with our community about dark skies, the importance of outdoor lighting. For you folks who would like a little bit more information about how to landscape and how to light your gardens, please go to our website. Landscaping can be one of a property owner's biggest investments. Proper lighting can help it grow. Most of us like a dark sky to help us sleep at night. But did you know that nocturnal pollinators need a dark sky to do their work at night? Nighttime pollinators help our flowers and many food crops grow here on the East End. A view from space clearly reveals we are losing our night sky, mostly in the bigger cities. But it's getting harder and harder to see the stars at night, even in the country, here on the East End. Hi, I'm here at Bridge Gardens with my friend Edwina Van Gaal from the Perfect Earth Project. She's the president and co-founder. Would you just tell us a little bit about your project?
Yes, happy to. Perfect Earth Project was started in 2013 to educate the public and make them aware of how to have nature-based landscapes.
Oh. Now, today we're talking about the effects of lighting on pollinators. Can you give us any insights into your thoughts about that?
Well, yes, lighting is not good for pollinators. So pollinators have evolved without for centuries, of course, millennia. And to add artificial lighting is the antithesis of their lifestyle. So many of them, it interrupts their rhythms. And just try to think, if you had to live someplace with the light on all the time, you would be hesitant. So that if you have a lot of lighting, you're going to lose your moth and firefly populations in particular. And everybody loves fireflies. They're not that aware of moths, but moths really are an extremely important part. Everybody who follows Doug Tallamy knows that moth caterpillars are what feed our birds.
Yeah. Now tell me a little bit more about the fireflies. Does light affect them?
Fireflies are all about light. Obviously, they make a little flash pattern that attracts their mates. If you have lighting on, they can't see each other, and they cannot mate, and that sort of ends a population real quick.
Aww. And I think everyone is noticing that there are fewer fireflies.
Yes, there are. The spraying and the lights are the two. Well, they call it loss of habitat, which sums it all up.
Yeah.
They can't live there.
Yeah. When setting up a garden, think about your lighting design. Not only do you want to keep those lights from shining at your neighbors, you want to reduce the wattage to help pollinators work. I see so many trees in my neighborhood with lights, all up lights. Are they the worst thing that people should do?
They are the worst thing that people should do. And it's not even really pretty. You know, they're these hot spots, and actually it makes the rest of your landscape look darker. And if you lit that way, not great, but it's not the way trees are designed to be lit, and none of the things that live in that tree. A bird's not going to nest in that tree.
Now, I know my friend loves her lights in their trees. Is there anything she can do to show off her tree at night, other than turn them out once she's finished with the party?
Well, generally what we recommend is that the light from the surroundings should cast a soft glow around your tree. So you could put lights on your house that glow out, and as long as they have a cap on the top so they're not lighting up to interrupt bird migrations and all kinds of pollinator life that's happening at night. I believe in path lights. Party lights, fine, you know, put the strings up, but highlighting individual trees, well, enjoy them during the day, maybe mostly.
Well, I know that we could talk for hours because you are so knowledgeable. I can't thank you enough for being the leader in this whole area of a perfect yard. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to.
And for folks who want a little bit more information, just go to our website and see if you can make a difference this planting season. Like humans, animals love the dark sky to help them sleep. It's nurturing. Many animals are nocturnal and need the dark sky to live, work, and play. Yet this view from space shows we are losing the night sky, even on the east end of Long Island. Hello again. This is Joy Flynn from the Town of Southampton Dark Skies Committee and another Dark Skies Minute. Many owls, like our friend here from the Quag Wildlife Refuge, really depend on dark skies in order to hunt for food and to reproduce. Native plants thrive from the benefits of a dark sky when nighttime pollinators do their work. I'm being joined in this beautiful setting with Marisa Nelson of the Quag Wildlife Refuge. Marisa, tell us why dark skies are important.
So plants and animals have a circadian rhythm just like humans do, which is disrupted by artificial light. And millions of birds migrate at nighttime during the spring and fall seasons, and they actually rely on celestial cues for navigation. And that's why it's so important for us to keep our night environment as dark as possible so that wildlife can thrive and survive.
Now you talk about the wildlife. Do the plants need the dark skies?
Actually, there's many plants that are only pollinated by nocturnal pollinators such as moths, and moths become disoriented with artificial light.
Interesting. Now, any other creatures that are impacted?
So many animals rely on darkness. For instance, bats will alter their routes based on light pollution to avoid it. And we want to be able to support our bat species because they eat tons of mosquitoes and lots of crop pests. And also horseshoe crabs will actually use the moonlight to be able to time when to come to shore to spawn and mate. So it's really important that we keep our skies as dark as possible, decrease light pollution, which is spreading across the East End and everywhere, so that animals can survive.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough for all the work you do here at this beautiful center. Thank you, Marisa.
Thank you, Joy.
For more information on ways you can help keep our skies dark at night, visit our website. Then dim the lights and see for yourself stars as bright as day, millions of light years away. Long Island is surrounded by water. Sea life migrate along our coast and swim into our bays and inlets, but how they survive depends on the night sky. A sky that is losing its darkness from lights so bright they can be seen from space. Hello, I'm Joy Flynn again from the Town of Southampton Dark Skies Committee with a Dark Skies Minute. We love our coastline and our waterways abundant with sea life, but bright artificial light is destroying their natural habitat. I'm here at the beautiful Quogue Wildlife Refuge with Town of Southampton trustee Ann Welker. Ann, tell us about the impact of dark skies and lighting on our marine life.
The harmful effects of light pollution have long been known for humans and land-based plants and animals, but it's only recently, within the past several decades, that there's a growing body of research about the effects on coastal regions of light pollution as an emerging environmental stressor. Research shows that the quantity of light pollution has been increasing globally over the past 6 decades by 6% a year. Light pollution is widespread, affecting 80% of the earth, and it's highest in coastal communities.
Do fish migrate? Fish do migrate.
We now know that migrating fish can become confused at night by light pollution, also known as artificial light at night, ALAN. Marine life rely on the moon and stars and also on natural light patterns of day and night to maintain their circadian clocks, which help set biological rhythms for activities such as hormone production, foraging for food, reproduction, migration, and others. When natural light patterns are altered due to light pollution, we disrupt the predictable change of light during a 24-hour time period that marine life relies on.
Seals and sea turtles that use the natural light of the dark sky to travel the coastline often become confused and beach themselves when bright lights lead them astray. What can we do as residents of this beautiful community?
There's so much we can do.
Yeah?
We can shade our outdoor lighting. We can use lower intensity LED lights that aren't as bright. We can just minimize the lighting on our docks and decks and houses. We can all, as individuals in our coastal communities, take action.
I can't thank you enough, Ann, and thank you and the trustees for all the work you do to protect our waterways. And if you want more information, please see our website. Remember, you can help protect our coastal waters and sea life. Use dimmers on any outside lighting and keep them from shining on the water. Go to our website to learn more. And maybe the next time you take a nightly stroll on the beach, you can look up at the night sky and enjoy the celestial wonder